Welcome back to the Wise Old Owl Show, where we dissect Canadian housing policy with the precision of a surgeon and the skepticism of your grumpy uncle at Thanksgiving. Let's get something straight. The claim that Canada will build 400,000 to 500,000 affordable homes per year is not just optimistic, it's straight up delusional. Why? Because it's never been done. The most homes ever built in Canada in a single year is about 300,000. And that was decades ago when labor was cheap, land was plentiful, and red tape was a fraction of what it is today. And municipalities weren't arguing over the height of a garden shed. Today, we can't even sniff 300,000 builds, let alone 500,000. With current material shortages, high financing costs, labor constraints, and endless regulatory hurdles, we're building fewer homes now than we were 50 years ago. We can't even pour concrete fast enough to replace what's crumbling. Let's break it down. According to an April report by Ben Robideau, Canada is already in a construction slowdown. GTA dwelling starts down 9% from mid-2023. Condo starts falling off a cliff. New condo sales down 95% from 2022 levels. Nationally, single-family home permits are at their lowest level in 40 years. And somehow, with permits in the basement and investor confidence circling the drain, we're going to 10x the pace? That's like promising to run a marathon while you're still figuring out how to walk up the stairs without wheezing. Now let's talk about the magic trick required to align federal, provincial, and municipal governments on this plan. You're telling me the feds are going to shovel billions towards housing, and then provincial governments will actually use it for housing instead of plugging budget holes? And then municipalities, the mayors of Canada's biggest cities, who treat zoning like it's sacred scripture from the Mount, are suddenly going to fast track permits, cut developer fees, and unlock density? Give me a break. The biggest obstacle to building affordable housing in Canada isn't a lack of federal ambition. It's your local city council. Full stop. These are the folks and their NIMBY constituents who block affordable housing in residential neighborhoods. They prioritize heritage trees over housing humans and require more reports than NASA before greenlighting a 12-unit mid-rise. And when they finally approve a project, you'll be lucky if it breaks ground before your next high school reunion. Even if every government aligned tomorrow, like the planets during a total eclipse, we don't have the skilled labor to do the work. Construction employment is already falling, particularly in condos and low-rise. According to Ben's report, the number of dwellings under construction is down, and with it, jobs. We're losing workers just as we're supposed to gear up for the biggest build-out in history. That's like releasing your star quarterback before the Super Bowl and calling it a strategic move. Add to that skyrocketing material costs thanks to tariffs, a weakening looning, and global supply chain fragility. Every hammer, every nail, every sheet of drywall is more expensive and slower to arrive. Let's do some math. To hit 500,000 homes annually, we need to build 1,370 homes per day. That's one completed home every 63 seconds. For 365 days, rain, snow, or economic collapse, it has to be built. The last time our construction industry moved this fast was never. Even in the golden years of building in the 70s and 80s, we weren't even close. We couldn't build that fast even if Mike Holmes had clones. Let's say, miracle of miracles, we actually build 400,000 homes a year. Will they be affordable? Not unless you redefine affordable to mean $2,000 a month rent for a 350 square foot shoebox with no parking and a view of a back alley, or an $800,000 townhome with cardboard walls and a 50-year amortization. This isn't an affordability plan. It's a PR strategy with a bulldozer in the background. and what actually is considered a home in Canada. When all these homes needing to be built are thrown around as sound bites, how big a home are we talking? Is it a 450 square foot dog crate condo, or is it getting back to the wartime 2-3 bedroom bungalow with a basement that served families well at one point in time? And let's not forget, the private sector isn't building. Completions are stalling. Builders are pulling projects. Investors are gone. Rents are soft. Pre-construction condo sales have cratered by 95%. The only group still buying land are governments with borrowed money, and even they're slowing. This is not a boom. It's a building freeze, dressed up like a growth strategy. Canadians aren't dumb. They know when they're being fed a fairy tale. This narrative of 500,000 new affordable homes per year, it's Cinderella with a hard landing at midnight. What we need? Real zoning reform, less bureaucracy, fast approvals, an honest conversation about capacity. Until then, let's stop selling unicorns and start fixing the barn. Tell us what your city is doing or not doing to help real Canadians find a place to live. And don't forget to subscribe to OwlMortgage.ca for straight talk on Canada's housing market. We'll keep pushing for truth, policy that works, and yes, actual affordability. Until next time, stay wise, stay skeptical, and keep those boots on the ground, not stuck in bureaucracy. Now, more than ever, you need a mortgage professional who's not just selling rates, but offering real strategy. That's us. OwlMortgage.ca will help you navigate a plan and protect your biggest asset. This is Vince Gaetano from OwlMortgage.ca. Thanks for listening. And remember, the Wise Old Owl is here to help you navigate through the noise and provide insight to the financial chaos in the current environment. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and together, let's chart a path to financial stability. Cheers.